Hello there, I'm your host Peter Strachan. Welcome to this issue of Stockhead's Rocktalk, which is sponsored by Bridge Street Capital. The lithium-ion battery market is finally seeing a surge in demand for raw materials, and prices for lithium hydroxide and carbonate have quadrupled over the last 2 years to around $32 a kilogram. While proposals for stationary power storage applying lithium-ion battery technology win a lot of headlines, it's really the emerging electric vehicle market rollout that will be the main driver of demand through 2022 and beyond. In the shadow of dozens of new lithium projects in development globally, I'd like to review the downstream demand outlook for lithium chemicals and likely commodity impact as more lithium-ion battery-powered vehicles and power storage applications come to market. Today we're reviewing the progress of lithium brine project developers in South America's lithium triangle between Argentina, Chile and Bolivia. To assist, we're delighted to welcome back JP Vargas de la Vega, who is the Managing Director of Argentinian salar-focused Galdane Lithium, and William Johnson, who is the Executive Chairman of Lithium Energy, which is testing sediments adjacent to Orocobra's aquifer as it outlines its Solar Oz project. Welcome, gentlemen. First, William, last time we spoke, Lithium Energy was gearing up to conduct geophysical surveys over its prospects just to get an idea of the sediments. Can you update Stockhead audience on the status of that work?
I can, and thanks again for having me, Peter and JP. Congratulations on the progress you've made with your projects in Argentina. And look, just to sort of before I talk about the progress of our project, just to build upon what JP was saying about the the key drivers for the lithium market. I mean, if you look at the announcements that all of the key sort of car manufacturers have made, such as Ford, Volkswagen, Renault. I mean, what they're all saying is that they're going to move to produce between 50 to 100% of their vehicles by 2030 are going to be powered by batteries, or have battery storage in them. That's an incredible shift from where we are today. So by 2030, between 50 to 100% of vehicles produced by those manufacturers are going to have batteries in them. And at the moment, I mean, when you look at the current sales, there's only a couple of percent of vehicle sales worldwide now being electric. That's an incredible growth story over the next decade. And most of those vehicles are going to rely on lithium-ion batteries, and of course, lithium is a key component of those. So, look, we had a very successful IPO back in May. We raised $9 million to advance our key battery minerals projects. Our key project is the Solar Oz lithium brine project in Argentina. And what's, I guess, really exciting about this project is its address. It's got a fantastic address. We're situated right next door and on the same salt lake as Orocobra and also Lithium Americas. Now, Orocobra have been producing lithium carbonate, about 25,000 tonnes a year is their current production rate from their Oz salar. They've currently got a market capitalisation of close to $6 billion, a large part of which is attributable to that production facility. Lithium Americas has just invested $500 million in bringing its project, its Cauchery Oz project online, which again is in the same area. And we sit on the same salt lake system as these companies, and so we have a very large land holding. So we're really excited to start exploration. We've got a exploration target of up to 8.7 million tonnes of contained lithium carbonate equivalent, which is comparable to the JORC resource that Orocobra has published. So we're very excited by the exploration and looking at all of the work that's been undertaken by Orocobra and Lithium Americas in the surrounding area, which adjoins our tenements. There's a lot of very compelling evidence that suggests that the underlying lithium-rich aquifers that they're tapping into extends under our ground. So that's what we're looking to test over the coming months. So we have a program of seismic surveys, geophysical surveys, and drilling lined up for early next year. We've already got some equipment on site. We've done some calibration on our gear. We have contractors lined up, and all we're waiting for now is for the final tick of approval from the local state government there, the mining authority, to enable us to start work on site. So we're really excited by the prospects.
So how's the current COVID-19 situation impacting progress on site, and what's LEL's equity interest in the project going forward?
Sure. Look, I mean, the reason why we're not on site at the moment already exploring is primarily due to the COVID situation. Like most South American countries, Argentina's been hit very badly, and that has had an impact on the, I guess, approval of our environmental or getting environmental approvals so we can start our process. My understanding of what's happening on the ground now is it's easing up now, so we're fully expecting the approval process to speed up. And like I said, we're hoping to get on the ground and start work there early next year. In terms of equity interest, we have a 90% interest in the project. The other 10% is held by our local joint venture partner, HANAC, and HANAC is a very experienced project developer there in Argentina. They've got a large team of people. They've got their own lithium project in a different area, and they're providing the arms and legs on site to help us advance with our program once we get on the ground. So
it's going to be an exciting March quarter for LEL when you get your permits and you can get on the ground there.
Definitely, yes.
You said that you're going to do this drilling work in next quarter, and you've got that broad exploration target somewhere between 1.5 and, as you said, 8.7 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent that you're trying to verify. And the timeline is hopefully in the March quarter, but what would be the scale of the drilling work that you anticipate doing initially to get that project over the line?
Sure. Well, look, I mean, all of the results that we've seen from others in that area tends to indicate that the most productive lithium-rich brines are occurring down about 300 or 400 metres below the surface. So we're going to be planning a drill program of between 2,000 to 4,000 metres and sinking probably at least a dozen, maybe 20 holes down to test that those brines.
The flow rates and the composition of the brine.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a fairly standard process that JP and his guys have been through before. I guess the steps are, first of all, we're running some passive seismic over the area to test the depth of the basement, find out where the basin or the basin sits. Then some TM, some geophysics to identify the most conductive brines and work out where the most attractive targets are, and then start some drilling. It's pretty straightforward.
I think William, Lithium Energy's also got a graphite project up in Queensland, which it's also part of the battery technology. Is there any plans to do any work there in the meantime while you're waiting for approvals in South America?
Look, there definitely is, and a lot of people don't realise that there's can be up to 10 times more graphite than lithium in a lithium-ion battery. So graphite's a really important, critical component of lithium-ion batteries these days. We are, with our Burt Graphite project in Queensland, we're fortunate it's one of the highest grade graphite projects held by an ASX-listed company. And previously we've worked with the CSIRO and others to demonstrate its suitability for use in EV batteries. And what's one of the opportunities that we're closely looking at is moving up the value chain and not just mining the graphite and selling a graphite concentrate, but potentially adding some value and producing something called purified spherical graphite, which requires a bit more work. But whereas graphite concentrate can sell for about $500 a tonne, purified spherical graphite or PSG can sell for $5,000-6,000 a tonne. So there's a tremendous opportunity for us to move up the value chain with our graphite, and the project being located where it is, reasonably close to Townsville, which is becoming a battery minerals hub with a number of companies looking to set up there, and a very supportive government. We're very excited by the prospects with graphite. So we're working through a process there to do a bit more test work and look at the practicalities of setting up some kind of value-adding facility in Queensland.
All right, well, gentlemen, that's a tour de force of your both of your projects, both in Australia and in South America, and it's going to be an exciting time for both of you over the next 12 months as you work through both those projects, getting approvals, getting the drilling done, doing the test work in the laboratories, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again next year when we're further down the track. So thanks for coming into Stockhead today to talk on the lithium triangle in South America.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter.